Hey filmmaker, Chung here. In this video we are going to try something new. We have here the Rode Wireless Go and see if this is a viable option to do like a proper boom setup. So we are going to match it up with like the Rode VideoMicro and also the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus and see if we can get good quality sound from it. But first let's grab the gear that we need. Now using the Rode Wireless Go with the Rode VideoMicro just to see if the audio quality is quite good, especially booming this above me. Like using this is a quite affordable setup for like indie filmmakers, so you don't really need to have like more expensive boom mics. So we're just trying out to see if this is a nice setup that you could use, and we have cars passing me by really close. I want to see if it's able to capture my voice without capturing the cars, even though it's less than a meter away from me. But I have the mic straight down, aiming slightly in front of me, so it should capture my voice. I can see the audio meters, but I can't, of course, monitor my sound that far away from me. So let's now switch over to the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. We're now using the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. I don't have the dead cat on it though, but I don't think that would be a big issue. But yeah, this should be, it's more, of course, a more expensive microphone than the VideoMicro. But I do want to hear how much different that is. I've set this microphone to -10 dB, so it should be able to capture my voice quite nice. It's not too far above me, but it's still at a nice, good distance for normal booming. So yeah, how is the sound, especially with just before with the car passing me? So we're now back with the Rode VideoMicro at a more busy street with people walking around. There's also a little bit of traffic on the other side of the camera. But yeah, it should be, I don't think there's too much murmuring, people talking around. So it should be a still nice and quiet sound. So it's not like a totally quiet location, but there's of course a lot of people walking past me. Should be maybe some footsteps, but yeah, I need to check out the sound after to know how good the sound actually is. So we're now using the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. It should be still a good audio quality, and we're using at -10 dB, and with the Wireless Go it's also on -12. So it's a quite low volume on both, but both of them are quite a loud volume set up, so they can actually capture quite good sound with cancelling like the sound from the side, because the microphone is just aiming down, just should be able to capture my voice without capturing like from the other sides. So it should be a nice directional microphone aiming down. So yeah, this should be a quite good sound. So let's go to a less busy location to do another sound test. We're now here using the Rode VideoMicro, and I can hear it's a quite echoey location because we have like here a ceiling on top here, and of course like cement on the bottom here. It's quite reflective. Also other thing what I can hear, there's of course sound because we're at the water side here, so we can hear some of the waves that are coming in. There is a bit of a sound of boats in the far distance, but I'm not quite sure if those are really picked up. But behind the camera there are actually a few groups of people and also people walking around, so I'm not quite sure if those are actually picked up because they are, I can hear them actually talking, so I'm not quite sure if that is also being picked up in the audio. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how directional the micro actually is, or if it's a 8 pattern, or if it's a really nice tight pattern or a much wider pattern. But it should be directional, but still it's not quite sure how well the audio is. So let's now switch over to the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. So we're now using the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus with the Wireless Go still, and what I can hear, this location is a little bit echoey, and also we can hear some water waves, and there are actually people walking around behind the camera. but the audio should be fine. We're about 3 meters. Also, there's some people close by talking. So I'm not quite sure if that audio is actually being picked up, but the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus should be quite directional to pick up mostly me and avoid mostly the other sound. But I'm not quite sure if it's actually picking up the water, because that's quite close and quite noticeable for my ears. But it's also because I'm standing here quite close to the water edge. And yeah, let's go back to the studio and see or listen how the audio actually is. Okay, so we just listened to the sound, and there was something that is quite noticeable. There was interference. So interference was at a certain location, especially at the water side. And even though the water side there wasn't that many housing, even though there was a new building there, but the housing, or not a lot of people already moved into that building. So that shouldn't have interfered it with a lot of Wi-Fi and such. But what was quite noticeable was the difference between the two microphones. So there was like interference that was much louder in the VideoMicro. While on the Pro Plus, it was only on one side and it was quite faint. But on the Pro Plus, I could clean it or just use the one side that was clean already. But the main issue was the interference itself. It wasn't caused by the microphone itself. So normally if you use these microphones, the Pro Plus or the Micro, it wouldn't get interference noise. I've never had it with it's directly plugged into the camera that it would get some weird interference. And also it didn't have to do with the wire, because I was using the same red wire on both of them. And yeah, it was really this combination, using it with the wireless Go and the microphone, that it had that interference. I actually had, like, also at a different water site that I also had with the wireless Go, interference with the smart lav, and also with it recording without the smart lav. So it is the wireless Go that can actually get some interference, and I'm not quite sure what is actually causing that interference, but this is something that you do have to note. Like, some locations you can get interference, and that you should have a camera with a headphone out, just able to monitor if there is any interference. Or something else that you could do is this setup to add a recorder. So you actually record a sound to a recorder on top of here that gives you like a proper clean sound, and send also a signal out to your camera wirelessly. So you could easily sync up the sound, but also if the sound is okay and only have interference at certain parts, then just clean out those parts. But yeah, that is something you might need to consider. But yeah, this test was quite interesting, because there were certain things that I didn't knew that could happen that happened. But yeah, overall, between the two, I have to say the sound from the Pro Plus is better. But yeah, the biggest issue, of course, is the interference. And yeah, the Pro Plus interference was quite less than the one from the Micro. If you found this video quite so that was mainly it. If you found this video quite helpful, please give me a thumbs up for that. And if you have any questions or want to see me test out different setup, different microphones, please comment those also below. And if you are new to this channel and want to see more upcoming videos like this, please hit that subscribe button here below, and I'll see you guys the next time. Bye bye.